All right, for our first progression, we're going to start in a half kneeling position. For half kneeling, I'm going to start out with a wide base of support, which means that my foot is a little bit further away from my knee. It's a little wider. That's going to give me a wider base of support. As this gets easier, I can move it so I have a narrow base of support. It's going to be harder. First step is I'm just going to hold an object here and just hold for 30 seconds. All right, the goal is just to be nice and stable in this narrow base. From here, once we have this, we're going to start to do chops across our body. Okay, and this could be a medicine ball or a light weight, whatever you have access to. Again, we're going to perform for allotted sets and reps for our first progression. For our second progression, we are going to do split squat isos. And what this looks like is I'm going to perform an isometric by just holding the split stance for 10 to 15 seconds, lowering down halfway for 10 to 15 seconds, lowering all the way down, again, for 10 to 15 seconds, and then just coming down and starting over. So again, hold at the top for 10 to 15, hold in the middle for 10 to 15, come down to the bottom for 10 to 15, drop down, and start over for allotted sets and reps. All right, for our next progression, we have an assisted split squat. All right, for assisted split squat, I'm just going to hold onto an object like a pole, or I can use a TRX. But again, I'm just moving at a slow and controlled pace, just tapping and coming back up with good control for allotted sets and reps. All right, for our next progression, we have a bodyweight split squat. All right, so bodyweight split squat, I'm just going to reach forward, stay nice and tall, tap the pad in front of me, and come back up. If we want to make this a little bit harder, we can put our hands on our head. Same rules apply. Again, don't break this slow and controlled pace. Pause at the bottom for 1 to 2 seconds. Pause at the top for 1 to 2 seconds for allotted sets and reps. All right, for our next progression, we are going to do a goblet split squat. For goblet split squat, I'm holding a kettlebell here in a goblet position. We can also hold a dumbbell in the same fashion. I'm going to drop my back knee to the ground, come back up. Again, slow and controlled pace for allotted sets and reps. All right, now for our next progression, we're going to do a rear foot elevated split squat. All right, this is after we've maxed out the weights on the ground for our goblet holds, but we're going to put our back foot on a step here. I'm going to drop my back knee down to the pad. We have increased range of motion here, so this is going to be harder. And again, I'm just going for allotted sets and reps in this position. All right, now for our last progression, we're going to move on to what are called hang holds. Hang holds, once I max out my dumbbells and my kettlebells, now I'm going to, in a goblet position, now I'm going to hold 2 to my side, okay? And I'm going to repeat that progression first by performing split squats on the ground, again, until I max out my weights. And then I'm going to move to a rear foot elevated position, starting over